Okay, today's episode of Playing in Traffic is actually about the Jersey Devil. And if you're not familiar with the urban legend, as early as 1735, there was mentions of the Jersey Devil. I'm going to flash a picture or two or three of artist renderings of it. Most of the time, it has like a goat's head, a small arms with talons, a forked tail. It's prehistoric looking. It's frightening. It's scary. And it lives in the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. There's also been mentions of it in Pennsylvania as well. But today's focus is, what role did the Jersey Devil play in my upbringing? Now, I'm currently on Fulling Mill Road. That Fulling Mill Road connects Bayshore Road in Nevillis, New Jersey, with Route 47 that heads into Wildwood. And the key part of that, the story as it pertains to Fulling Mill Road, which, by the way, for whatever reason, is a dangerous strip of road. There's only two turns. I gotta be honest with you, if you live down in this area or anything, there's two turns to Fulling Mill Road, but yet people find a way to die back here. I'm gonna say mostly the user error, DUI, call it what it is, because this is not Snake Road in Olney, folks. This is Fulling Mill Road. Well, you can also see everyone tailgating and flying by here at a reckless speed. So it's a thing down here. So just going to call that what it is. Fulling Mill Road is not dangerous. People die here because they're just bad drivers and do dumb shit. Now, here's the significance of the Jersey Devil as it pertains to Fulling Mill Road. Well, me and my cousin used to quite often would escape from the Nevillis. Nevillis was fine, it was nice. Used to escape from the Nevillis, and we would ride on our bikes Fulling Mill Road to Wildwood. Okay, so you would have to go through Fulling Mill Road to get to the highway that leads to Wildwood, New Jersey. And during the day, it's not a thing at all. It's not a thing at all. You know, it's bright. You can see now, it's bright and it's sunny and you see everything. Well, guess what? At night, when you're on a bike, it's dark. There's no street lights back here. And if you were told the following story about the Jersey Devil, it would kind of make you not want to ride on Fulling Mill Road at night. My grandfather used to tell that story. His generation, born in the 20s and 1910, 1900, they loved the Jersey Devil story. And one of the reasons why they did love it is because, generations later, when they told their grandkids about it, their grandkids would kind of not want to be on these roads at night. And I'm going to give you just a couple examples of how it affected life for a kid of, 10, 12 years old, riding his bike to Wildwood. It's pretty simple, and it was a little bit frightening at times. Here we go, rolling down Fulling Mill Road. This is about half of the road that I'm actually going to navigate here. One night, me and my cousin went to Wildwood. Not the night, the day, probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, with the intention of being back home. I don't know, by 9 o'clock, that was probably our curfew. Let me get around this corner, because these people do not know how to ride on the shoulder. Probably with the intention of being home by 9. I remember turning this corner, or somewhere around this corner, maybe a little further back behind me, and my cousin got a flat. And the only thing that really worked in your favor back here at night was that after you spent enough time on it, your eyes would adjust to the darkness. So if you had a moon, you would at least be able to see a little bit. The only problem is the minute you got hit with a set of headlights, your eyes went, you couldn't see nothing again. So he had a flat, and say he had it right around here. And we still had another good quarter mile to get back to a street that had a light on it, a street light on it. And so I thought it'd be a good time to mention the Jersey Devil. And let me just say, yeah, the tears were flowing, and it was and here it goes, you know, like what once was hard to believe, like, was still instilled in kids, like, well, we were young, so we were like, we kind of believe anything. So the Jersey Devil wasn't that far an idea to take serious. But yeah, but like to be back here in the Pine Barrens, where the Jersey Devil lives, in South Jersey, at night, in the dark. I mean, this is where that story, my grandfather's story, really, really worked out in his favor. I don't think we ever did that again. Yeah, we walked that bike home, and as you can see, we're still on Fulling Mill Road, and it's, you know, it's the fear was there. You know, they say the Jersey Devil was or is, let's just say is, and act like it may very well be a thing. Was some type of concoction that was given birth by, I think, this lady, Mother Leeds, and that dates again back to like 1735. And it was a bizarre, and there's all kinds of renderings. Look, we had an NHL hockey team is named after the Jersey Devil. So it's like, it's a great urban legend. It's an iconic story. And it's something that any kid who was growing up in the 70s, I'm sure it went a lot further than that, 70s and 80s, had to deal with that. You know, had to deal with the potential that, you know, don't think you're going to ride to Wildwood, and you know, don't think you're going to ride to Wildwood when you were told not to. Like our parents, no way in hell. Well, first off, they didn't want us on Fulling Mill Road. Fulling Mill Road had enough of its freaking story itself that they didn't want us on Fulling Mill Road. You probably could tell too, because the cars that passed me, they drive crazy on the freaking road. They didn't want us on that anyway. But what better way to stop kids, your grandkids and your nephews and nieces, from riding Fulling Mill Road at night, to spin a little story about this hoofed freaking prehistoric looking monster with a goat's head, with little ripping arms, tiny baby arms that would rip you apart, and the legs that would just absolutely destroy every part of you. And now I'm going to take you to another spot that reinforced my grandfather's Jersey Devil story, and it reinforced it with a magnitude. I mean, let me just take you there and show you what happened. Okay, here we are, Bayshore Road. And this is the road that I was referring to, the main road that runs through the village. And up here on the left, scoot this one, we'll float over here. One wheel, of course. Up here on the left is Jim's Auto Service. I'm pretty sure this place has been around for a long time, and the owner. And I had one time I was here, and this dude is a gentleman and a scholar who runs this. This is so cool. You got a 1 or 2 garages. Jim's Auto Service. Here's the parking lot. Yeah, back in 1978, there was a car in this parking lot of the auto body, of the body shop, of the garage. Mechanic, hello, use any of those words. And the actual car was stained, blood stained. It was really freaking amazing. It was crazy. It looked nuts. You know, we were young, and we were like talking about, yo, did you see the car at Jim's auto service? We probably didn't even say it like that. We were like, yo, did you see the car over there? Yeah. And the car was, I feel like it was banged up, but it wasn't like destroyed. But the windows were all red. Like, it was freaking just total gore. So I remember going back to my grandfather and saying, that car's a mess. And he goes, yeah, well, you know, it's what, you know, I'm not surprised. And I go, what do you think happened, Pop? And he goes, the Jersey Devil. And I go, and yo, me and my cousin were like, oh my God, like, because now the other urban legend about the Jersey Devil is that that's exactly what would happen. The car would be bloodstained and there'd be no leftover of anything, any person, and the car wouldn't even be shredded. That's what the Jersey Devil was able to accomplish. Just destroy the people in it, remove them, you know what I mean, from the car. No pieces left. Nothing but blood all over the place. And that was a big thing, man. That was the story. Yeah, it sat there the whole summer. So yeah, it just reinforced that story. And if the intention was just to scare us, it worked. We did go over that last time when my cousin got the flat. That was the last time I remember going to Wildwood when we weren't supposed to. By the time we got back, it wasn't good. We were so late because we had to walk so far with the flat tire. We couldn't even really ride it. So that was a problem, and my dad was not happy about that at all. He was literally standing on the one street up here, Atlantic Avenue. He was standing in the middle of the street waiting for us. Oh goodness. But yeah, that's my telling of the Jersey Devil. You may not have seen the devil, you may not have seen the Jersey Devil, but you knew the Jersey Devil was there. And that is probably the true beauty of a story about the Jersey Devil. Urban legend or not, you knew the Jersey Devil was there.